description of the broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast as well, which will give you more, insight into what this is all about. Then, like the broadcast, if you are staying, share it as well. To invite your friends, your not so friendly friends, and tell them to join us. The Maiyegun today, and then Maiyegun is live. So thank you so much for the 10th time. And from the writer, the tweet of President Donald Trump over the killings of Christians in Nigeria, which is the foundation for all of these developments in Nigeria. The Tinubu's government has been in sort of like a panic, shaky mode when the country got designated as the country of particular interest. Now, different characters have been speaking, making their own different, opinions about this. Those who are the genocide deniers, and those who believe that the phrasing of this, policy of the American government, right, is based on or is premised on a very wrong intel that there are more Muslims being killed. So the bottom line then is that, okay, if we agree that the Christians are not the only ones being killed in Nigeria and America, they are wrong to class this sanction, this designation, right, to class it as that of genocide against the Christians. So let's say genocide against the Nigerians. So if the Americans, by the way, who are very convinced that indeed it is religious persecution championed by those in government and those outside the government in Nigeria. So if we all agree that Nigerians are being killed, then we can also all agree, we should all be ready to answer one single question truthfully. Who are those killing these Nigerians? The terrorists, yeah? So if Nigeria is unable to then tame these terrorists, now let's say America now chooses to, like they are planning to, right? Let's say they now choose to say, okay, yeah, we want to take out all these terrorists. Shouldn't the Muslims and the Christians, right, embrace that? Or people with their own, suspicion of what America is, they cannot be totally dismissed. Or I have said on this platform in the last two series of this conversation, right, that Nigeria does not need America in this kind of situation, right? If Nigeria is not in this type of a situation, right? So if Nigerian government is up to the task and they do not have this lack of political will to go after these terrorists, if that is not the case, like they are indeed doing what they have to do, America won't even feature in it this way, because the weapons they are still going to use in combating these terrorists, right? Some of them still comes from the Americans, right? So therefore, America-Nigeria partnership in this sense would have kind of be more or remain respectful if the Tinubu's government, APC, Egbekegbe, if they have not become so compromised enough that terrorists in Nigeria knows that the government is not really looking for them while they are slaughtering Nigerians. So if the government is doing what they have to do, right, showing that, you won't need America at all. But they have failed already. Nigeria is the textbook definition of a failed state, where people exist as government just to serve themselves. No matter the cry of the people are not allowed to express themselves. They are not allowed to protest of any kind. Now, that is like the opposite of what a democracy should be. So in this sense, they have refused to take responsibility. But the last 48 hours seems to have changed all of that. Not in the sense of combating the problem per se, because they are still doubling down that they have done so well, that they are combating this, they are defeating the terrorists and all of that, and they continue to push their already narrative that, no, this is not religious killings. But while they were at it, more Nigerians are still being killed, even as we are watching this video, by these terrorists from Kwara to Katsina to Niger, to Borno, to Kaduna, to Benue, to Plateau State, to all these Middle Belton states. People are still being killed or kidnapped They are in the news every day. So they are still not showing working. So Donald Trump was asked that when you said if Nigerian government failed to act, that America would not hesitate to put boots on the ground like gun blazing. And he said, yeah, on one of his recent Air Force One flight, he said this.
Do you envisage US boots on the ground or airstrikes?
Could be. I mean, a lot of things I envisage, a lot of things. They're killing record numbers of Christians in Nigeria. And they have other countries very bad also. You know that. That part of the world, very bad. They're killing the Christians and killing them in very large numbers. We're not going to allow that to happen.
Mr. President, what's going on with Russian assets?
Do you envisage?
So we're not going to let that happen. Reactions have been flowing and floating from left to left, right, and center all over the place. Among them is Asari Dokubo or Asari Dokudom. Is a former warlord, maybe still a warlord, who is a private security contractor for Nigerian government in carrying out some sinister kind of like a criminal executions of Nigerians across Nigeria in the name of security contracts. His name is Alhaji Asari Dokubo. All right. So among other people who have been sharing their views, he seemed to have taken it even further because some are saying that here is something, right? Some are saying that the proposition of America that they are coming to take out these terrorists is not always what it looks like, because America is not going to spend their own money to come and take out your terrorist. You will pay for it. So, for those who knows how, especially Donald Trump, when it comes to deals like this, right, you will pay somehow. So those who are skeptical that if America says they are coming to help you fight your terrorists and clear them out, so they will likely build a base where they are going to call their operational base. And in that regard, they may begin to tap into your natural resources to pay for their soldiers who are going to help you take out your terrorists. And for a country like Nigeria, who is believed supposedly to be a superpower, not that kind of superpower, like one of the biggest economies in Africa, right? That is an insult. America could go into a partnership with Nigeria government and or Nigeria military in order to take out these terrorists in a more partnership way than what Donald Trump is proposing. But others have also said that it is not that Americans and others have not been working with Nigerian military for the past decade in the name of fighting this terrorism. But they also have the record that the Nigerian military entire structure has become so compromised that even intels that are meant to be very, very, protected ended up being shared with the terrorists, which seem to have kind of like strained the relationship between Nigeria and some of these foreign partners when it comes to them like fighting this terrorism. So they have their record. So if America is going to help you combat your terrorists, then you will pay for it. And if you are going to pay for it, you are not going to be the one to decide what and what to pay. However, the likes of Asari Dokudom, before Asari, there are others who says, in this sense, if America does not get the permission of Nigeria to enter the territory of Nigeria in doing what they want to do, that is going to be called an invasion. And that invasion means Nigerians will be recruited, drafted to defend their country. You will be drafted to defend Nigeria. So when somebody threw that out there, right, and people started reacting, there were Nigerians who were saying, it be like saying, they're mad. If tomorrow America is invading Nigeria, that they will volunteer to fight for America in helping to invade Nigeria. There are Nigerians who are also in the American military who have also on this social media who have volunteered to say they won't mind to go and help take care of these terrorists. And you see this misinformation and disinformation, most of them, are deliberate. So let us be clear before we go further now. Donald Trump's messages are very kind of like clear. Do something about these terrorists, or we will do something. There is nowhere in their Donald Trump or any of Americans' proposition that they are invading Nigeria. So there is no point in expecting Nigerians to get arms and then they'll be ready to kill Americans whenever they see them, because that simply means Nigerians are the terrorists, or Nigerians are, in fact, they are fighting to protect the terrorist. You understand? Like, if you, in that sense, so like this misinformation, disinformation, those who are deliberately telling you, talking about America invading you, they are doing so because that is how they can get you on their side, no matter what. Some are even saying, maybe not Tinubu, they orchestrate this so that when America invade Nigeria, they keep using the word invade Nigeria, right? So it will just be like a Russia and Ukraine. So Tinubu won't be, there will be no elections. So Tinubu like will just be your president until the war is over, something like that. You see, those who are pushing these narratives, they are taking your mind away from the real deal. There are thousands of armed terrorists operating across Nigeria. And the government of Nigeria have shown so much collusion, protection, in fact, for these terrorists than they are for you. Now, this is the bone of contention before Donald Trump, America, and all that, right? Your government have a special place for the Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram, and the rest of them than the place they have for you. They are the victims of the terrorism who are now living in IDP camps after being chased away tens or hundreds of kilometers away from their own ancestral lands. You see, all of this deliberately, yeah, is what they want you to take your mind off and begin to think that America is coming to come and bomb Dangote refinery, is coming to come and take a crude oil in rivers. They want to use this or that. The bone of contention is that over 20 million Nigerians are living in refugee camps across Nigeria today, courtesy the escalated terrorism in Nigeria. Whether they have external support, the external factor, internal factor, it is the job of the government to be honest with you, and you must actually see them that they are being honest with you. But this government, these guys, they do not give a shit. You know it. Rather, we have seen them obnob, party with the same terrorists. Don't pretend that you have not been seeing all of that. That is not something that should be encouraging for you to say, America shouldn't, or I don't know how you put it. These are not normal. They are not. So the responsibility of making sure that this never even happened in the first place, or it is totally cleaned out or cleaned up, is that of your government. And so far, so good. It is just break back left, right, and center. So Tinubu and this gang, they now told, they said, oh, no, this issue will be resolved. In fact, it was Daniel Bulaba who said it. Daniel Bulaba said, that is Daniel Buala. He said, immediately, I don't know why he got all of that. Like, who gave him the authority to say anything like that? The next thing he said, oh, Donald Trump and Tinubu are going to meet, the two leaders are going to meet very soon. You know something? Because they still feel like they could use propaganda to kind of like turn this around. You get that? Without doing anything different from what they are already doing that kept Nigeria, brought Nigeria to this level. Lies after lies after lies. So they said, oh, Tinubu is going to travel to Washington. Then they withdrew that. They said, no, it's not traveling to Washington. Rather, because initially they said, oh, Tinubu is going to travel to Washington and he's going to meet J.D. Vance, Donald Trump's advice. But there was something like that. But they put that in the media. Then immediately they withdrew that. They said, no, it's not. In fact, Tinubu and Trump, they are going to meet at the next G20 in South Africa. They forgot that there is already a statement out as far back as September that Donald Trump will not be attending the G20 in South Africa. Right? But they put that out. Which means in their own efforts, they are struggling to control the media narrative. At the same time, they are very much worried. What is going to happen next? Are they just going to see the next tweet you are going to get from Donald Trump is going to say, oh, we carried out 16 perfect, sweet execution, bombing of some terrorists across Nigeria. Maybe that's going to be what he's going to tell us next. Even Nigerian government, they don't know. They have not been able to get any access, even to Donald Trump's administration as we speak. Nigeria has not been able to get access to the government of America, despite this whole escalated thing. They've got no one in right now, other than the media, talking into the cloud, talking into the crowd, and the rest of that. That's what they are doing right now. You would think, oh, there should be some diplomatic going on behind the scene. There is nothing concrete. It seems like Donald Trump and his government in America, they've actually concluded whatever they wanted to do, in my own opinion, based on what is still available. However, Asari Dokubo has issued a threat based on this available information to him that America is coming. And his own threat is that Nigeria will be their graveyard, every American soldier that lands in Nigeria. Asari Dokubo is a warlord. He had kidnapped Americans before for ransom during the Niger Delta militancy. So today he is a king in Rivers State. However, from that position, using the social media like he's done in the past, right? With the protection of Tifnubu, I believe, okay, he issued these threats, okay? And we're going to leave it on record. There are many, many other stuff I have for you tonight. So as you are joining, remember, like the broadcast, share it, and sit back, relax, and then engage. The first part, Asari, and it's a first threat.
Let them come. Let Trump come with his America, and with you people, you all die. This thing, this lunatic. He wants to annex Canada. He wants Iceland. He wants to kill the president of Venezuela. He wants to kill the supreme leader of Iran. He wants to finish up Yemen. This sick lunatic. And that's why when they talk about America, is a sick country. A country of mad people. Insane people. And that's why they can elect a mad, insane idiot. A lunatic. That's why they can elect a lunatic as their president. That's why they can elect a lunatic as their president. South Africa is committing genocide against white. This one. But he cannot see the genocide in Congo. He cannot see the genocide in Gaza. He cannot see the genocide in Sudan. South Africa is committing genocide against white. Nigeria genocide against Christian. He wants Iceland. He wants to annex Canada. He wants to kill the president of Venezuela. He wants the president of Colombia to never step foot on American soil. Who wants to step foot on American soil? What's there for me to go and see in America? What is there for me to go and see in America? I thank God, Tony, Biafra can stand without a job. Thank God. So please, let us sit down. Let us give these Igbo people their country. Let us give them let them go. What are they doing in Lagos? What are they doing in other people's land? Let them just go. Come to Nigeria, you die in Nigeria. Maricon, agency, you will die in Nigeria. Let Trump and you people come. That one will assure you, you people will die here. It will be your graveyard. Nigeria will be your graveyard.